YouTube, let's go. Let's party. Oh, I didn't change the title. Well, we're living with that, I guess. There's just gonna be 2 of these. Come on, YouTube. Let's fucking go. Are we there? Okay, now we're here. Cool. Did not change the title, but it's too late now, so I just have to live with that. I guess I'll put this up first, since I am waiting. Just gonna wait a second, let people get here before I start doing anything. I am waiting patiently. For people. There is that. Oh, goodness. Well. I don't like starting whenever people don't have a chance to figure out them streaming. Because YouTube can't notify people right away for some reason. It's too hard. Hello. Hello. Just waiting on people to be notified. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting some people in the stream. I'll give it like another minute and then I'll actually just kick off and go. Hello, everybody who's already here. I'm doing it again. Doing that thing where I try to stream. I see her, I must watch. Ugh. Trying real quick before I start. I'm trying to beat a level of a game, so give me a minute. I'm occupying myself. Ugh, why must you do that to me, game? Why must you do this to me, game? Making me waste all my stupid power-ups. Alright, okay. Enough stalling. Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm back at it again, streaming gifts for friends and things like that. So, yeah. What? Okay, but, yeah, I'm streaming gifts for some friends and some mutuals for Christmas and the holidays and all that junk. I already have 2 that have been lined and I put color blocking in. But I have about 6 more that I need to work on. I have all of my friends and mutuals, all their usernames are in the pictures that their characters are in this time, because I'm not a fool this time. I can actually be smart and shout out my lovely friends. Oh, hi. Hello, Flame. Welcome. I guess since Flame's here, I guess I know which one I'm doing now. But yeah, technically I should be vacuuming my apartment right now so I can clean my damn floor, because I've needed to do that. but we're stalling. We're not doing that yet. We're gonna do it later. And by do it later, I mean I've told myself this about 800 times now that I'm gonna do it later and then I don't do it, but I swear I'll do it later. Anyway, so we're just gonna vibe, we're gonna chill. If anyone, as always with all of my streams and junk, if anyone has any like questions or random things they want to ask, always feel free to. No, do the magnetic thing, you bitch. Do I need to do so many settings? There's too many settings. But if there's any questions about topics, whatever that you guys want to ask, always feel free. Ask away. We're just here to vibe and have a good time, and I'm going to start with this one. Always great to start with a much more complicated character, but that's fine. We choose to live dangerously here. We're going to do the green, because will this be a sketch? Will this be line art? I don't know. Y'all don't know either. We just learn as we go. We figure out what's what as we go through it all. Just kidding. You're fine with the detail. It's not that bad. It's just it's more like comparatively. Listen, just compared to like what Mooney gave me, and then what my friend Shinema gave me. It's slightly more detailed. Just ever so slightly, but it's okay, because I also, technically, it's also my own fault, because I was like, you know what I hate drawing? Guns. You know what I'm going to draw in this picture, because I think it's hilarious? Her pointing the gun at the camera. So now I have to draw a gun in perspective, because I hate myself, apparently. Ooh, oh god, oh, cramp, hi, hello, cramp, ah, Jesus, I laughed too hard, help. Ooh, my rib cage. It's okay. It's my own fault. Everything's my own fault. Everything is my own fault. Every suffering I have in my life is my own fault. Well, I say that. That's a joke. I swear it's a joke. It's because it's definitely not true. Caleb, what the fuck are you doing here? Get out of here. That's my friend from school. Ugh. He has to see my cringy live streams. Okay, now we're drawing. Now we're actually doing things. Now we're doing that thing called art that I do. I want to vibe with art. Let me be fine. Acceptable. You live for now. It's like, whenever this mouth is like way too high on the face, it's funny to me, but it needs to be just a little bit lower. See, this is what happens when I'm like, I do these stupid gesture sketches, because they help. But then I'm like, I always regret it, because I'm like, wait, but how does this work? I didn't give myself structure, and then I have to just live with it. Especially when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go directly into line art, because, yeah. Because that's what, like, a smart artist does, right? That's what I do. Okay, how do I tackle this? This is one where I might just have to cave and just actually, like, properly sketch it first and not just do line art immediately like a smart person. But, you know what we could also do? We could do not that, and we could instead make this hard on myself. See, See, the curse really here is that I didn't do it for the first two. The first two just went straight to line art because I got, it was so clean that I was like, why even bother doing line art? I'm going to do the exact same thing. So now because I've done that, my brain is like, well, you have to stay consistent. You can't just not sketch, like, you can't just do the straight to line art for those two and not the rest of them. So really, I just do myself because I let Mooney go first. That's what happened. I am both always self-aware of myself and everything I do, and also I just don't accept my flaws. I just let them, I just keep letting it happen. Who said a thing? Someone said a thing. What do you draw for friends that don't have OCs or have OCs but you don't know of them? Well, you either ask them if they're, I mean, if that's a question for advice, my advice is just ask them. Like, ask them, like, hey, do you have a character you want me to draw? Or like, hey, if I drew you something, what would you like me to draw for you? That usually does it pretty well. Communication is key, friends. What am I doing? See, this is not at all what it looks like on her thing, but that's fine. Because I don't follow the rules. I break all of them constantly. I acknowledge the rules are there, and then I say this sign can't stop me and proceed to continue doing it. Is that even the right way the stripes go? Okay, good. I'm not entirely crazy. That doesn't feel completely right. Hang on. I can do it better. Hang on, I can do it better. I'll live with it. Is the universe still a go? It's still there. It still exists. I just haven't worked on it in a hot minute. My fixations are on other things right now. So it's always there. It's always been there. I just have not worked on it very much. See, the flaw here is that I'm making the executive decision to not sketch this. Therefore, everything is not going to like be structured properly. But am I committing? Yes. Am I going to hate my past self? Yes. Will I continue to do this? Yes. I'm happy a lot of you can catch the stream this time. I apologize, I do not have a good streaming schedule. I have a very bad streaming schedule. And by very bad streaming schedule, I mean I don't have a streaming schedule. I just stream whenever I kind of feel like streaming. Listen, the secret of life, okay, listen, because Mari said sign says no loitering, stands in front of sign for just enough so that's considered loitering, but quickly leaves. That's entirely me. There's also, listen, the secret to life is confidence. There are so many things that if you're just confident about it, no one will question you. If you just, like, listen, if you, for example, if one were to say they were good at art and then just proceed to do art while confidently saying, I'm good at art, who is there to question them? If one was to say, I mean, I say that jokingly, but honestly, that is very true. Just if you're ever worried about whether or not you're doing something right or not, just do it with full confidence, because people often will only question you if you look suspicious. And if you actually aren't supposed to do something, somebody will stop you. That is Zodiac's Secret Guide to Life. Just don't commit crimes. Don't rob a bank. This is, okay, listen. We condone having full confidence to do things that aren't illegal. If anyone murders someone with full confidence, it's not my fault. I am not persecutable. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. No. Listen, my advice should be applied to things like, I don't know, like if you're not sure if you're supposed to listen, pretend you're in theater for a second and you have to, like, you missed your cue and you walked on stage at the wrong time. That's when my advice comes into play. You pretend like you're confident about it, and so the audience thinks, oh, I guess they were supposed to be on stage right now. That's what you do. That's what I mean. Or if you don't know if you're supposed to draw a character a certain way, you just do it with full confidence. And most of the time, no one's going to notice your mistakes. Also, whomst is this character? This is... Okay, screen, can you work with me, please? This is Wildfire Illustrations character, Envy. I don't know if they have a real name or if it's just Envy. I just know that they're Envy. I don't remember things well. Flame could have told me this 8 times that they had a real name and I would have just forgotten. That's just the reality of the matter. I forget my own character's information. I can't be trusted with relaying information. I will get, like, fixated on something, like, and I can tell you everything about it, but as soon as I'm not fixated on it anymore, I just, like, all information just leaves my brain. Her real name is Scarlett. Oh, I see. Well, there you go. Now you have the answer. See, that's the lovely thing of when the character creator is in the chat, because they can answer questions that I'm too stupid to answer. Ugh. I don't know why I'm yelling. I think I'm just, like, tired. So my brain is, like, it's reached that state of tired where I just don't give a shit. I yell. By yell, I mean I'm not actually yelling. I'm just talking I'm projecting. That's what I am. I'm doing that thing you do in theater where you project. Also, I should clarify, I apologize deeply, Flame. I didn't technically work out today, so this may take me a few tries to actually draw anything correctly. da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Do I know how hair works? I draw, listen, this is what I meant about the whole confidence thing. It's the fact that I don't actually know what I'm doing with hair half the time. I just kind of draw it until I like it and then I'm done. So, like, that's what I mean about the whole confidence thing. Because I draw as if I know how hair works and how as if I have a game plan every time I draw hair, when the truth is I do not. I never do. And I never did. Ah ha ha ha. Oh God, my roommate's here now too. I'm being invaded. Orange juice or apple juice? I like apple juice. I hate oranges. I'm about to start a fight because I hate oranges. I've never liked oranges. Citruses are awful. And everyone can absolutely throw hands with me, but I refuse to back down in my statement that citruses are awful and I hate them. Like, I remember once that, like, I had French toast, and I apparently there was orange juice that was put on it, and almost immediately after putting it in my mouth, I was like, what the hell happened to the... I thought I was gonna eat completely normal French toast. That's what I was expecting. And when I put it in my mouth, I was like, what the fuck is this? And they were like, oh, but it's like orange juice. I'm like, I'm sure, like, there's no way that you actually taste it. And I'm like, I do! It's very obvious that there is something here and I don't like it. And I just don't, like, listen, like, a little bit of lemon juice on something, sure, you know? But, like, if it's ever too much, I refuse. I don't eat oranges. I don't eat orange flavored things. I will fight. If you told me, if I was stranded on an island and my choices were either to live off oranges or die, I would just die. I would just be like, well, I guess my time is up. If I got scurvy, well, if I got scurvy, then the pirate god said it was time. Well, you've given me permission to fight you. We'll throw hands in the parking lot tomorrow at school, Caleb. They're giving me tinglies. Well, I don't want the tinglies. I'm starting a controversy. Twitter can cancel me because Zodiac hates citrus. Come at me, Twitter. Come cancel me. Could you imagine that, though, if I just actually, like, went trending on Twitter because I said fuck orange juice? I mean, I can't believe one of my favorite artists is hashtag anti-citrus. So sad to think you know a person. Oh my god. Them K-pop stans be like, I never liked him anyways. Face fan cam. Please, I listen. If I went if I went trending on Twitter because of a joke hashtag about how like I said fuck citrus, I would ascend. My task on this planet would have been completed. There would be nothing more for me to do. I would have peaked at that moment. Has anyone ever seriously tried to cancel you for whatever reason? No, actually, no, not yet. Someday I'm sure it'll happen, but, at the moment, no, I have not been canceled for anything. I mean, I would hope I wouldn't do anything that would be cancel worthy, but I mean, I say that though, knowing full well that like what was the most recent like cancel drama was that like two sisters almost got canceled because people were like, how dare you be a picky eater and be like a little bit entitled because you're like a teenager. Like, I hate the internet sometimes. I don't know. That's all I remember. I don't know the situation like super duper well. That's all I heard about it. Yeah, like what were they like? Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio or whatever it was, right? Because like there was a thing where they had a show where they sit with their family and they eat and they do like a podcast type deal or whatever, and like their family like knowingly gave them snails or whatever to try, like with the awareness that they were gonna like freak out about it, and then they freaked out about it, like, you know, in the way that like a teenage girl would freak out about it, and like apparently that was a reason why people were like, how dare you like disrespect your chefs because you won't eat it. And I think even their own like the people who made the food were like, hey, we did this because we knew she was gonna freak out and we thought it was funny. And then like, but then also people were like, they made some comments about how like they were gaining followers or something, like because like I think one of them just made some kind of joke like, could you imagine if I got to like this many subscribers in this amount of time or whatever. I don't quite remember the clip. I've seen the clip. I should clarify. This isn't like third-hand information. I've seen the clip. I just can't quite remember exactly what she said. But it was just something that's just really like casual and like something that I don't know, to me, I'm like, as somebody who almost like had a brief 5 seconds of fame on YouTube for a little bit there, like that's something I kind of thought about. It really was not that fucking deep. It really wasn't. And it was like people were just like, oh fuck these girls. Like how dare they like be entitled, like entitled brats or whatever. And it was like, it was so fucking stupid. I'm like, this shouldn't have even been anything. Like, no one should have even known this even fucking happened. Like, really. It's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, wow, you people are really bored, aren't you? You know what I mean? You really just have nothing better to do with your time. I looked it up and Charlie is literally 16, bro. Internet, are you okay? I need me to call an Uber for you or something. Yeah, that's what frustrates me. I'm like, listen, sure, maybe it is a little bit like entitled to talk about your follower count or whatever. How like, oh yeah, like focus on the numbers, but she's also a fucking teenager. Like, what do you want? Uh, Gen Z calling themselves the strongest generation, but then cry over a joke about going from 1 mil to 10 mil. What? Hang on. Wait a second. She would be Gen Z. She would be Gen. I'm Gen Z technically, depending where I know there's debate about where the actual line starts. But if you're somebody who considers the line starting for Gen Z in 2000, I am a Gen Z. So like, uh, I don't know. It was just people in general. Not cancel nonsense, but like some girl on TikTok got like $600 because she wanted McDonald's. That just baffles me. Like how honestly, like that stuff that baffles me too. But I'm also like, wow, people just really have money to just throw at anyone. Like anytime I see people where it's like, because it's one thing for like, wow, why are you starting a GoFundMe so you can go on vacation? Like when, especially if you're like you're pretty well off anyway, or especially if it's like not even a vacation where it's like, oh, I really want to see my family that I haven't seen in a long time. Please help me. Like, and it's like, oh, we want to go to Hawaii. Fund my vacation. Like I see that stuff, and it's always but what, like, why? But to be honest, I'm always more disappointed in the people that actually donate, because I'm like, you have so much money you could be putting to like other things that aren't just people like having a luxury essentially. You know what I mean? It just makes me slightly disappointed. Oh god, how am I gonna do it? Okay, this is where we have to bail on like the line art real quick and actually have to sketch some shit. Let's see. Okay. This is where we're gonna like actually do some sketching so I actually know what the hell I'm doing. Okay. So oh goodness. Do I know how to draw hands? No. Will I ever know how to draw hands? No. Will I pretend like I know how to draw hands? Yes. Full confidence. Like I said, it's all about the confidence. She's thick lady, so like I think it's about like there whatever we can call the shit. I don't know. And like this staff, this like the stick is like very simple, but I'm also like stupid and I overthink things, so common trend you'll find among me. I'm just stupid sometimes. Call that a snake head. Sure. We're gonna. Yeah, sure. We're gonna call that acceptable. And I go boop, boop, eyeballs, and then it goes like, does a snaky wrap. That's the technical term for it, everybody. Please take notes. Technical term is snaky wrap. Sure. Sure, sure. Sure. Yeah, sure. Okay. Alright, I guess I should take care of this darn gun while I'm here. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, you know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna literally take this. We're gonna just fucking like take it, make it real big for my convenience, and we're gonna just put it right here so I can figure out how the fuck to draw this. Okay, so we have this here. goes into this. Kind of. Oh god, I already don't know how to draw guns. Guns. Awful. Aesthetically, yes. Make me draw them. I want to die. Okay, and then we got like the doodaddy here. See, this is what I get. This is what I get for like wanting to make a funny joke. Because I was like, LOL, you know those pictures that are like, delete this or whatever? I perish. Okay, God, the internet is so bad. Remember what, the Jeff the Killer obsession everyone had in 2012? I remember the whole creepypasta era, man. That was my introduction to the internet, was during like the creepypasta era of shit. Remember when everyone was all obsessed with like proxies and all this like whole multiverse thing where like everybody lived in the same house? I want to perish. Listen, again, who's gonna judge me if I draw a gun incorrectly? Who's gonna know? I don't have crazy followers. I'm sure nobody would know. Listen, that's about good enough, I think. It looks awful, but it's okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna make the perspective even crazier. Because how can somebody tell that it's out of proportion if the perspective is just fucking nuts? They were so bougie too. It wasn't just the Slenderman condo or house cabin. They had a whole mansion. I was never really into it that much, just because I was like, just one of those things where I was like, it felt weird to me, especially because like I was into the kinds of creepypastas that were like spooky and scary, and I wasn't like super into the more like fan fiction-y like we all live in a house together kind of stuff. I was like, but I want them to scare me. I want to be spooked. I want to hear somebody read me scary stories that make it hard to fall asleep at night. See, I could look up a reference, but I can't do that right now because, like, the stream won't let me. The last time I ever tried to, like, leave the stream to, like, go on Google and look for something, like, my stream crashed. So, like, I can't do that. So I just have to, like, live with my errors. I mean, it's not a commission, so I don't feel as bad, but, you know. If it was a commission, I would care a lot more. I would be like, I have to get this 100% right because I'm being paid money for my time. No references, we're dying like men. You know, I just said no references, but now I'm like, maybe I should just pull out Handy. It's really right there on my phone. I could pull out Handy because it's right there on my phone, but I'm also like, do I want to be a coward? I mean, that looks okay. My hand's a little bit funky, but I mean... much better would I get it? If you're okay with that flame, I'll live with it. Just so I don't spend too much time and just disappoint myself. Actually, we could probably squeeze this all over a little bit. That would probably help. Just a teensy-weensy bit. Okay. Hands are hard as hell, they certainly are. Okay. Now with that, let's try to, like, figure this out a tiny bit. I'll do the hand stuff last. I'll do her torso first. Oh, goodness, okay. And we have a lovely corset vest. I should say vest. It's not a corset, really. It's more just a vest. Do, 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 do. Core vest. Oh my god. Do 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 do. Okay, we gotta do this lovely nonsense. Ugh, okay. Once again, everybody's free to ask me stupid questions. Ever wanted to draw on paper and then struggle for a good minute trying to find an empty sketchbook? I do not really struggle with that. I don't draw very traditionally very often anymore. Especially when I can take my iPad almost anywhere. Unlimited power. I need to make the angle a little bit lower so that makes sense. Where does that line go? It goes over there. Yeah, okay, so that's about right. Traditional form 2D. Big mood. Marvel or DC? I like both because I generally have fun with both. I suppose, see, here's my thing. I like, it really does depend, I guess. I think I like Marvel more for the action and the story and the world. And I like DC more for the characters. That's how I feel. I like DC because Batman. Yeah. I mean, because Marvel does have some very great characters. Like, I mean, honestly, like, listen, they better come out with Deadpool 3, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. They can take my money. The villains in DC are better, in my opinion. I kind of agree with that. I feel like a lot of DC villains are a little bit more fleshed out sometimes. Some of the villains in Marvel are either kind of like one note or they're kind of more like mwahaha evil. I mean, Thanos is like a very well written villain, so there's that. But like, for example, in Marvel, like, you know, you had Thanos, but you had that one guy in like the first Guardians of the Galaxy who was kind of like meh. Like, he wasn't really like you got his backstory, and there's kind of a message in there about like the cycle of revenge, I guess you could say, but like it was kind of like basic, you know. And he's also like, even his character design was like, I am evil, can't you tell? Thanos is worse in the comics. I don't read the comics, so I think movie Thanos, I guess I should clarify, are slightly yeah, like that's how I feel about it. I think DC villains are kind of more interesting. Ronan, that's right, that's his name. Yeah, I think the DC has like more memorable, fun villains. DC, because I think DC treats its villains more like characters, less than antagonists. Like, you know, like unnamed antagonists, so to speak. I'm not that, because Marvel can be fun in that regard when you don't have to like think about it too deeply about, well, who's the bad guy. But DC definitely has some great villains, both story-wise and aesthetically, I might say. Have you played Ghost of... I'm so sorry. Tsushima? I have not played that. I'm poor at playing cool games. Can't forget Condiment King. Ugh, I love... DC villains are fun. Or like, I mean, I like I mean, because, like, that is the thing, isn't it? Because it's, like, even... Because I love, like, Deadpool and shit, which is obviously Marvel. But, like, even in Deadpool, it's, like, if you were to try and talk about, like, who's the villains, so to speak, it's, like, you can't really name... Like, the villains are kind of, like, meh. At least, like, whoever the main villains are. Deadpool 2, I think, was a bit deeper, I guess, if you wanted to get into all that. But, like, really, I mean... I think the only reason you could even remember the villain from, like, Deadpool 1 is just because he made the whole fucking joke about his name. Ajax was, like, fucking great. As, like, a comedy thing. But it's, like, Mysterio was good, though. I will say that. I think Mysterio was, like, really good in that Spider-Man movie. I fucking loved it. I live for it. But also Jake Gyllenhaal is just a gift on this earth. So there's also that. I might be slightly biased. Oh, I didn't even... She's got so many belts. I didn't even realize. I forgot she had belts. Ah! I'll do the belts later. I'll spare myself for the moment. I, like, do everything first, and I'll do the belts on top. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, man. Into the Spider-Verse was fucking great. I hope there's more, like, shit like that someday. I'm hyped for Black Widow's finally getting her fucking movie. I'm ready. Give it to me. It's been long overdue. They're not belts, they're book holsters. I mean, true. But, okay, come on. Flame, those are belts. Those are belts. Those are belts. Those classify as belts. Those are book holsters, but these are belts. Caleb, have you not seen fucking Spider-Verse? How dare you? Caleb, how dare me? When Mackenzie gets back here, I swear to God, we are going to kidnap you and we're going to drag you to me. It's on, it should still be on Netflix. We will do that thing we always do with our friends where we just kidnap them and force them to watch things. At a socially respectable distance, I should say. I'm just now. Well, I haven't been able to watch The Mandalorian yet, only because I absolutely refuse to get Disney Plus. I refuse to support the corporate mouse more than I already have to. Can't kidnap me if I don't exist. Don't worry, Caleb. We have popcorn. I can bake cake now. We're gonna have a fucking party. I just pirate. Well, great for you. I'm too lazy. Too lazy to be a pirate. I want to watch it. It's so unfortunate though too is I need to watch The Mandalorian because it's literally my favorite fucking plot ever. It's jaded, hard-edged dude having to babysit a small adorable child. Like literally when The Mandalorian came out, I was like, "Oh no, that's literally the fucking like one of my main characters in the story I'm writing." It's literally them, like, because there's a whole bit where he has to go, like, get this child or whatever, and she's just this precious, adorable, fluffy little bat thing, and he's just like, I guess this is my daughter now, and he's just this really hard-ass fucking, like, magic warrior dude, and he's, like, with a fucking sword, and he's just, like, traveling around with this, like, scarf over his shoulder, it's like, why, like, what is that? Why do you have that? And then this tiny little bat pops out like, ee! Kale, we're just gonna have a party night. Just quarantine so we can all have a party night. Binge everything. D&D group adopting children to the party. That's me. Listen, my current campaign right now that I'm doing my next session on Friday is a bunch of warlocks having to babysit a child, so... Gruff single dad type characters that adopt children are great. They are, though. Love them. Little bastard. Listen, I need to write it down. I know exactly what's going to happen in the next session. I just haven't written it down because I'm bad. Writing is hard. Especially technical writing. Technical writing is... hate it. But it's going to be good. Why did I put stripes on that? What am I doing with myself? I don't know what I'm ever doing at any moment in time. I'm in for a wild ride. You are. You have to find a tree. Mike Purdy currently has an incessant child on their hands, and they don't know it. Listen, that's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is when you have stuff and you're just like, ugh. No one even knows. No one even knows what's about to happen to them. And you have your friend who you just bounce all your ideas off of, and they roll a nat 20 in the first session and almost find out like a really important secret that they already knew about. So you both just sit there like, oh fuck. It's okay if you don't know if you're doing, because you have confidence. See, we're all learning. We're all learning very well. I made a friend with the nat 20. You did. It's my favorite thing. I was just trying to figure out what the hell to do with a nat 20, and I was like, alright, you know what? You made a friend. That nat 20 for the mushy carrot. Listen, that was my favorite. I love like weirdly timed 20s and 1s. They're like perfection. This is why I always make people roll for shit, because you can get the weirdest fucking results from it. You can turn the most insignificant detail into like something that like is extremely memorable. Straight lines. We hate straight lines, but at least Procreate makes them not super painful. I just realized I could technically tweak this a little bit, but I'm not going to. Remember, you burned down the oranges. Listen, I lost it. I lost it when you were making the jokes about burning down houses, and I was like, oh, just wait till she finds out. Just wait till she finds out the secrets I have in store. My favorite shit is that kind of dramatic irony of like, well, we have no idea who could have possibly done such a horrible thing. I don't know who could possibly have burnt down so many gnome homes and these poor innocent orange trees. You know, we really didn't do anything to anyone. Who could it be so horrible? Trashy romance recommendations. I do not. I do not watch nor read a lot of romance, because not much of it appeals to me personally. Twilight. I feel this is connected to your hatred of oranges. Ah, we're all coming back around. We're piecing it together. The the inner workings of my psyche. All the other trees were spared. Ah, you figured me out. That's why it was me. I was the final boss the whole time. God, I want to do that though someday. I want to have a campaign where like I am just the final boss. God, there was a time, I remember I went to a thing. It was like a mini con. My friend Chinema took me there. And we went to a, this like mini con thing at our library. And there were other people in costumes. I was not in costume because I do not have costumes and cosplay is simply just not my thing. But we were doing a thing, we were playing a game or whatever, where it was like we had to come up with like a weapon and like discuss, like argue about how our fight would work out, and the audience could choose like who they feel would win. And it was so everybody else had costumes, so they would go up like in character being like, ah yes, I'm this character and I'm like using this, so I have like these powers. And my whole thing was like, all right, you know what, I'm doing this, but I'm just me. I'm just Morgan. and I had a streak of like how many people? It was like 3 or 4 people that I won against. Because I fucking I argued for it and I don't know how I did that. And it was, I don't know, to me it was really, really funny. Because I just, it was like all these people like in cosplay going up as like characters from shows and things. And I'm like, ah yes, here I am, normal dude number 22. Back at it again, here to defeat some demigods and shit. I was thriving. I'm so disappointed I didn't win that entire fight because someone knocked me off the throne. It was one of those things where it was just whoever made it to the end. The artist against the art. That was funny. I love that. Darth Morgan the normal. Nagrom, no. It's like that meme of the guy who's like looks up and his eyes are red, and it's just like I could be the good guy, but maybe I don't want to be the good guy anymore. That's when I become Nagrom. It's like, I could be the normal guy, but I don't want to be the normal guy anymore. And I'm just like, Nagrom was born. I think that even came from a joke, because I think I was doing a school project, and I was like making some drawing or whatever on my iPad, and I flipped the picture because I wanted it on the other side, but I didn't notice that my name was backwards. And so I was like, when I finally noticed, it was like too late. And I was like, oh no. And that's how Nagrom was born. My evil alter ego. Nagrom is like just me, but all of my colors are inverted. That's what it is. Remind me how to draw a god. I just drew one. And I've already forgotten. Nagrom the Lord Zodiac. God, I mean, listen, if I ever someday just doing streams. If I ever get to 100,000 subscribers, I have to have an evil YouTuber version of myself. That's the rule. All the cool YouTubers have one. I'm just getting ahead of the game by coming up with one. Yeah, that's right. Wow, I'm doing those so right. Those look exactly like what they're supposed to be. Okay. Fingers, 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 fingers. Alright, close enough. Do I know how guns work? No. Am I gonna just draw one like I pretend like I know how it works? Yes. It's the theme of this stream. Drawing things like we know how they work. Point them at something and pull the trigger, gungo bang. I mean, you're right. Okay. Somehow, we've made something work. I can't believe it. Oh god, hello. Air conditioning? Hey, it scares me every time. It always sounds like something's about to explode. Okay. That's not so bad, I don't think. Oh, I need to do the belt. Nice shooty apparatus. Ugh, the belts. I gotta do the belts. Save me from myself. I know technically I don't have to do the belts, but I have to do the belts. Okay, we're doing the belts. Okay. There's two books on the side of the thing, and there's a thing on the thing. Listen, just let me figure this out. Give me a moment. The belts. See, because she's got like a sneaky belt like right in here. And I'm like, oh, there's 3 belts on the waist. Okay. Let's start with that one then. I gotta start with what's on the bottom first, because whatever's on the bottom you can cover up with the other things. But you have to do the bottom one first, or you're not gonna have your lines all meet up in the right places. And me. You got this, use confidence. Oh, I'm never escaping the joke. Okay, it's got to do this on the side here. Belts. Oh, save me. I was holding my breath. Why was I holding my breath while drawing belts? Help. I'm dying. Okay, so there's a hole there, and there's a hole there. Which means that, logically, there's like a hole here and like a hole here. And I'm gonna just leave that. And we're gonna just not have any more holes. Okay, so the next belt I need to do is like that one, I think. Yeah, uh-huh. I'm dying. I wasn't prepared for all the belts. Okay. Okay, this one we can just cover up some of it over here using the power of the cane blocking things that I don't want to draw. Belts. So, like, what bag? There's no bag there. There's absolutely no bag there. There was never a bag there. Because you can't see it, so therefore it doesn't exist. No, you're fine. You're fine, Flame. I'm being overdramatic. Playing up for laughs. Listen, it'll look very cool when it's done. I'm just being a baby. Okay. There's also a bag right there. Ugh. I'm assuming it's attached to this belt, I guess. Solution to any character, make more things and accessories so other complicated and scary things don't exist. That's that bag. Oh, that's, I didn't even do the thing right. It's the thing. It's a little doodaddy thing right here. What fool am I? What fool am I for thinking it could be something as easy as a button? What fool am I? What fool am I? Okay, then we got a third belt that comes out like this, alright? And then it's like a belt that it goes right into a bag, because we need another bag. No buttons, we die like men. Okay, so then we have that bag that's right there. That's more square. Okay. I'm just gonna do this one front on so I don't have to do perspective. That's right. That's what we're doing. Come on, friends. There's that bag. It looks shit, but it's fine. It exists. Now I gotta do the darn belt! There's so many belts. And this is just the bottom belts. I haven't even gotten to the top belts. Ah! I'm distressed. Call the fire brigade. I'm stressed. Kill me. End my existence. Oh, goodness. Now I have to do the time belts and the book things. Okay. Technically they go under. I guess that's a start. Okay. She's got so many bags, she can carry both. Look at this woman. Do you think a woman with this many bags wouldn't be carrying all of those things? Are you kidding me? Even the side of your books and belts have got to scream. Everything has a belt. Everything has belts. It's all belts. It's always been belts. And so many belts.